y'all a little time to get back up in here. Facebook, I hope y'all up in here. But either way, y'all know y'all could play it back, so it's cool. We're going to get started in like 4 minutes. I'm just trying to, my Instagram stop because of copyright. So give me just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because it's going to take a second to explain everything that I need to explain today. So to reintroduce myself again, I'm Goddess J. Reed. What you're watching right now is Tarot After Dark. If you don't already know, a lot of you guys that's watching already know it's Tarot After Dark, where I read tarot cards majority of the time. Usually I have a guest. I have a guest every week. But today I felt like I have not presented myself to you guys properly. I kind of just been having guests. And when I first brought the show out, I just brung guests out. I didn't really explain who I was and what is Tarot After Dark really, and how I got to through my journey utilizing tarot. So I wanted to do that today. I wanted to kind of talk more about what this was, but also provide you guys with steps. Seven simple steps. I won't say they're simple. Let me not shit you and say it's simple, because working on yourself is hard, but it is doable, and you just got to be willing and want to do the work. So this show tonight is only for people who really want to do the work and for people who really want to hear the message. If that's not you, you might not want to watch this. You might not want to listen. So, Tarot After Dark. What is Tarot After Dark? It's a place that I created that's a sanctuary for people like myself who want to talk about real things, but also combine spirituality with these real raw topics. So whether it's sex, whether it's intimacy, whether it's love, whether it's relationships, love for yourself, whatever those topics are, I wanted to bring metaphysics into it. I wanted to bring spirituality into it. I wanted to have these conversations, but have them on a deeper level. So as far as my story, I was somebody that was broken. I was somebody that was abused. I was somebody that went through a lot of different things, a lot of different transformations. And honestly, metaphysics and spirituality saved my life. So I wanted to still stay sexy. I still wanted to have fun. I still wanted to be the down-to-earth person that I am, and still be able to talk about real shit with y'all. So that's why I created Tarot After Dark. I want to add the spirituality. I want to be able to be able to be channel energy and be a vessel, you know, for spirit to speak to you guys when I'm doing tarot readings. But I also wanted to bring on other entrepreneurs, other goddesses, other kings, other queens, other people who had things to say, who could also help in certain areas that we talk about, where we could actually have experts, people who know what they're talking about, people who have experienced these things for themselves, people who have businesses saving lives every day. These are the people that I have on my show. So I really wanted to bring this to you guys and bring it in the comfort of your home, where you could talk your shit, have fun, you know, call in, make it interactive, where you can basically ask any questions that you want to ask when I have a guest speaker on. As of the next show, you will be able to call in, but if not, you can always jump on the live and ask questions. But I wanted to be interactive and utilize this time on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you literally sit back, kick back at the crib with your boo or by yourself, and you soak in this information. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to know, and I don't know everything, and I don't profess to know everything. That's the beauty of it, is that whatever I don't know, somebody else knows. You know, whatever I may not necessarily be an expert in, but I vaguely know, I have an expert to talk about those specific things in particular. So stay tuned. Please keep watching. Every Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I shoot Tarot After Dark. So the 7 steps. These are the 7 steps, and of course, when I break them down, it's way more intense and way more detailed, but I'm going to go through them enough for you to understand what you need to do. So grab your pens, grab your paper, you know, and your wine, unwind, and take time to really take in the things that I'm saying tonight, because you really could use these things to have a better life. So give me just a second. I'm going to give y'all just a second. before I address step 1. So what I found and what I know is this. When you're working on yourself and when you're doing shadow work, well, before I even get to shadow work, when you're working on yourself, if you miss something, then you cannot integrate healing in those areas. And that's a note that I took for myself because I wanted to say that. In other words, if you're not aware of the things that is your shadow side, the side of you that's the broken pieces, the side of you that's the hurt part, the side of you that, that you've repressed, whatever the case may be for you, but the dark side of you, if you're not able to address what the fuck is wrong with you, then how can you integrate it into your everyday life and make it better? Duality, being able to be somebody that, yes, some days you might have fucking great days and some days you may have terrible ass days or moments. So if you're not aware of your shadow side, you can't integrate it into your reactions. You can't integrate it into how you respond to life. So let me give you an example. Say I'm bossy. We'll just say I'm bossy. This is an example. Say I'm bossy and I'm around a group of people and I'm being bossy. That's a shadow side to my personality, but it's also a deeper reason why I'm bossy and feel the need to be in control. So it gets deeper. You have to go layer after layer after layer to address your motherfucking self to figure out what the fuck is going on. So if somebody says, hey, you being bossy, you can either respond negatively and be even more bossy and become a tyrant and behave a certain type of way. Or you can say to yourself, hey, damn, maybe I am being fucking bossy. And why am I feeling the need to control the space right now? So that's part of shadow work, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Addressing this shit about yourself that needs to be corrected. Okay? So, number 1, repeating patterns. All right? You have to ask yourself. First of all, I'm sorry, let me slow down. This is a real show in real time, okay? And I want to talk about something really important. The shadow. I want to address the shadow and what the shadow is. Okay? All right. So the shadow is like the other part of you, another person. We'll say it's another person, right? It magnetizes the more energy that you feed this shadow side of yourself. All right? It's how you see the world. It's how you see other people. Okay? It's your emotional triggers. The shit that really can make you flip the fuck out. Or the shit that could really have you acting a whole donkey. You know what I mean? Or sabotaging yourself. Things like that. Again, it's your emotional triggers. Your emotional responses. And the way that you would address your shadow is by acknowledging that it even exists and asking yourself, why do I feel like this? That's the first thing. Catching yourself. Catching the trigger before the trigger, boom. Seriously. Okay? Why do I feel like this? See, I had to really sit with myself and ask myself a lot of these questions over the years. Because I was feeling a lot of fucking ways that was off track. My chakras was blocked. I had a lot of shit going on with me. I needed to work on me. And that's just what I did. Before I start coming to y'all, telling y'all, hey, this and that, and do this and do that. No, these things are tried and true. These are things that I worked on, and I'm just sharing to you what worked for me. But these are things I did. I asked myself, why do I feel the way I feel? Because that's really important. Get to the bottom of your shit. Why do you feel the way you feel? Another thing that you could recognize to see if this is a shadow popping up. Repeating patterns. And if you see yourself repeating patterns, you got to stop yourself and say, what parts of me do I dislike? And get to that. And really get to that. Get into it. Get deep into it. Sit with yourself. It ain't everybody else. It's you. Your life, this is you. You control it. You got the power. Fuck another motherfucker. Your life is powerful. You could be whatever you want to be. You could manifest and do whatever you want to do. but you got to be in your power. And in order to be in your power, you must acknowledge when you're being powerless. You must acknowledge when your shadow is taking over you. Okay, so another way to acknowledge is fear. First of all, if you're fearing something, that's part of your shadow. If you're judging something, that's a part of your shadow. You can't judge your shadow. You can't fear your shadow. You got to be like, you know what? I do act like that. You know what? I do that. And I own that. And I'm okay with that because this is my fucking truth. And bitch, nigga, whoever, you don't know who I am or what the fuck I've experienced or what the fuck I've been through that make me respond and act the way I do. But I know. So then you go to yourself and you say, well, what the fuck is going on with me? And you get deep into that shit. What the fuck is going on? Why am I not in control? What am I fearing? And I'm not going to judge myself. You can't judge yourself. You got to say, because the world judging you enough. You can't be hard on you like that. You can't do that. That shit is not it. Don't be hard on you. Address your shadow without beating your shadow up. Because guess what? We all been through some shit. Everybody has their own things they've experienced in life that has caused them to act the way they do. Your shadow side was created as a child. It was how your parents responded to you. It was your parents there for you emotionally? Were you neglected? All those things. Did you get teased? Did you get bullied? Whatever it was, all of these things created this shadow. I like to call it this, I don't even like to address your shadow as a monster. It's just a bruised child. And you have to really address that bruised child with love and compassion and be real with you and say, what the hell is going on with me? So don't judge it. Don't be afraid of it and address it. Okay. So self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is so important. This is all a part of step 1 still, by the way. Self-acceptance. Accepting your shadow. Accepting yourself. Again, motherfuck who don't like you. Motherfuck what they think. Now, this is Tarot After Dark. We drinking, smoking, and popping our shit. So if your ass is shook by some words, cuss words, and you missed the message, this show ain't for you. This is the raw. This is real. When I created this because God put this on my heart to bring this truth to y'all in a way that was cool, in a way that was digestible, in a way that was understandable, and cut with no chaser. None. Nada. We grown. Okay? So, self-acceptance. Observation without judgment. Observe your energy in a room. Observe your energy. How do I feel? Why do I feel the way I feel, how I feel? If I'm triggered, why am I triggered? Okay, if I'm judging myself or others, why am I doing that? Really being present in your body and addressing when you feel a way that, or if somebody else, because guess what? If somebody else make you feel a way, they made you feel a way, but it's up to you how you respond. That's a part of your shadow. How you respond is a part of your shadow self. So if you're triggered, you better go to that wounded child and have a conversation. And I'm going to knock on, the shadow, that's how you got to treat it. Okay? Childhood review. Going through your childhood. Was I completely accepted in my environment? What was expected of me? What behaviors or emotions were judged, which caused repression? A good example, if say you're a girl and you're loud and obnoxious, or you loud and real blunt, people may say, you acting like a boy, you acting too rough, you acting too masculine. So if that affected you as a child, then you might grow up trying to always suppress that energy, when really you just somebody with strong, with conviction. You really somebody with a whole lot of power that God gave you, but because so many people shunned you for that behavior, as you get older, you start looking at that behavior as something bad. Or say you a guy and you're really feminine. You more intact with your nurturing, being more of a nurturer, being more sensitive. But when you was young, your parents called you soft, or your cousins or something called you soft, or people like, oh damn, you sensitive as fuck, or whatever be the case. So it bruised you. It started, that shadow part of you started getting created. Because now when you get older, you look at emotions as something bad. You look at emotions as something soft. Because that shadow part of you remembered that. Your body remembers that. That wounded child remembers that. And now as an adult, you respond in life with that shit on your mind and your spirit. So understanding and connecting with that so that you could address it and you could correct it and make a better relationship with femininity or masculinity or whatever it is that was something that you got judged for, you know, that you repressed about yourself. Okay? So, that's the first thing. The hard questions and understanding what the shadow is and how to integrate your shadow with your everyday self. How to integrate these two things. Okay? Again, if you miss it, you cannot integrate it. You cannot heal that area if it's missed. You can't heal that area if you don't even acknowledge that that's an area that's touchy for you. If you cannot acknowledge that, damn, I'm a little fucked up in certain areas and aspects of my life. Okay. So I started asking questions, and I got more into what the hell was going on with me. Okay. And I addressed my shadow self as I do every day. But when I'm telling y'all about this journey I've been on for years now. One moment. I'll ask these hard questions. And those hard questions saved my life when I really realized what was going on. And what the disconnect was and what the problem was. And why I was allowing so many people to affect me to where it was making me sick. So you heard what I said. So learning how to love you and take care of number one is extremely fucking important. To number one, having a healthy life, quality life. Number two, so that you could properly manifest good relationships, manifest money, having an abundance of all the shit you want. But you can't do that blocked. You cannot do that if you have not addressed your shadow. You can't. And if you get it, I promise you're going to probably sabotage it. I promise you that much. Okay? So, the next thing I did, I was already into spirituality. I was already getting knowledge. I used to be heavily involved in Pan-Africanism, Kemetic science, things like that, being understanding Afrocentricity and what that is, and the culture, and just understanding lineage and what that is. I was in that place, but then spirituality and metaphysics came into my world. So along with having knowledge, I was able to integrate the knowledge with the spirituality and the metaphysics, and I realized how all these things go together. Okay? So then, from there, I learned about astrology, and I learned about what we call a natal chart. So I don't want to go over y'all heads for the people who don't understand this. I want to make it clear and be very clear, because I want y'all to be able to take these notes. And I want y'all to be able to use this. And while we talking, look your shit up. So, a natal chart, what is it? A natal chart is where the planets are in the sky. The time, the date, and the location of your birth. Okay? So, it's exactly where the planets were. So, the same way you can say, hey, I'm an Aquarius sun sign. Because February 17th is my birthday. Because that's where the sun was for 30 days, okay, as it made its travels around the earth, and then it moved over to Pisces, and then it moved over to Aries. You get it. That's how this thing works in the sky. So the moon, Venus, Mars, all these other planets, they're doing the same thing in different times, but the same thing. As above, so below. So I started realizing how I'm connected with these planets and how I'm connected with everything in the universe. As above, so below. And I started I started studying these things and really giving it my attention and my energy, because I was called to do that. This is not for everybody. It's not. This is my journey. I'm just sharing these things that are accessible to you, that you do have available, that you can use to start your healing journey if you're serious about it. So, natal chart. Where the planets are in the sky and how these planets influence you. So, of course, okay, they say Aquarius is we're aloof. Aquarius is we're detached. Aquarius is we're blunt. Oh, blah, bleezy, blue, bleedy, blue. You get it. Okay, Tauruses, they like money. Okay, Tauruses, they like food. Okay, Cancers, they sensitive. Okay, Aries, they'll pop off on a bitch. They whatever. All these qualities that you guys can go on and on about because your sun sign is whatever. Well, your natal chart will tell you that you have a moon sign as well. That probably could be in a whole different sign. So my sun might be in Aquarius, but say my moon might be in Aries, which deals with how you feel, which deals with how you give and receive love. It's a feeling thing. I'm sorry, that's Venus. Your moon is how you feel, though. It is how you feel. It's your innermost feelings. It's the things that people do not see. Now, my moon and my sun is the exact same. So what you see is what you get from me. But everybody's different. You may run into somebody that has an Aquarius sun where they seem a certain type of way, but they may have like a Cancer moon, so they may be way more sensitive than the average Aquarius. But you got to tap in to understand this type of shit. So now, if you don't know, now you know. So write down natal chart. And then next to natal chart, I want y'all to write down astrotheme.com. Another site, cafeastrology.com. Astrotheme is ASTROTHEME. Astrotheme.com. Okay, so here is where you're going to, or you can Google free natal chart. Look up your natal chart. Learn about your cosmic disposition, which is what I did. So, to stick to love, I'm going to talk about love. What I did was I learned about what we call Venus and what is called Venus, the planet Venus, in astrology. So, I had to learn how I give and how I receive love. That shit is so important to know. Right? So after I learned that, which mine is in Aries, so after I learned that, now I can control that narrative. Now I can understand it more and make a better relationship with it. Okay, so I do like my freedom and love. I don't like to be controlled. I like to be trusted. I like to feel comfortable. I like to feel at home, and I don't like to be restricted. I'm fucking fun. I'm very childlike as like an Aries. I'm very fucking ambitious. Sometimes I could be selfish because guess what? If I can't do it for me, how the fuck I'm going to do it for you? If I can't give it to me, if I'm not tip-top, how the fuck I'm going to make you tip-top or do it for you? So my Venus is in Aries. That's the way I understand it. That's the way I know it because that's my own fucking nature. So it's good to understand that about yourself. So one, you can articulate it to others. But two, you know it for yourself. Now, when you know that for yourself, you will learn that, hey, everybody actually is not experiencing love the way that I do. So you don't take shit personal when people don't get it because they have a whole different lens. We are all individuals living through our lives through our own lens, our own life experience. So because I love so passionately and because I love so fucking aggressive, again, my Venus is in Aries. Because I like masculine personalities to say it with your chest types. That don't mean everybody else gonna be like that. If you have a Venus in Cancer, you might be more touchy-feely. You may need a whole lot of coddling as to someone who's like me. Yes, I'm mushy, but I love my freedom. So, and that's in love, but guess what? That even goes for my family. I can be the type of person where I can just do my own thing. I'm an Aquarius and my Venus in Aries. I can be fucking missing for 6 months. It don't mean I don't love you. It just means that's who I am. Don't personalize it. I be chilling. I be in my own world processing all this shit. Again, how can I be good for you if I'm not fucking good for me? But that's how I see it. But guess what? You might have other people who have Venus somewhere completely different who will take what you're doing or how you're moving and not understand it because they don't understand you, let alone they goddamn selves to this degree. So that's why I'm sharing this information, so you can understand it. Because when you understand it, you can control the narrative. Oh shit, my Venus in Aries, and I'm a sun sign Aquarius with a Pisces cusp. I'm distant. Let me make it a priority to tell the people I love them occasionally. Because sometimes I could be a fucking ghost. So not only do you say this is who I am, you don't just stand in that shit like this is who I am. If you know that you want relationships with other people and that we all are individuals, you have to say this is who I am and I stand in my truth. So when I am being me, don't get mad. But bitch, when I'm stepping out my comfort zone to be outside of me, be aware that I'm trying to acknowledge you by being something I'm not, but being aware of who you are. So with my Venus being in Aries, I might say, well, damn, let me check up on my damn family because I'm gone. And I'm a sun sign Aquarius. Well, damn, let me be a little softer because I'm over a masculine female. I can, as in, I say what the fuck I want to say. What's on my mind, what's on my heart, and it's very blunt. And typically, if I ain't saying nothing, it ain't because I'm not a bitch with a conversation. It's because I feel energy. I'm a fucking whole medium. I can feel vibrations, and Aquarius don't want to say the wrong thing because when they do, it comes out, and boy does it come out. So I'm a masculine ass bitch. I understand that about myself. But this is where the power is. When you understand you, number one, you control the narrative. Number two, when something outside of you don't understand you, you don't give a motherfuck. But see, I say this because I used to give a motherfuck. And a lot of y'all give a fuck. A lot. And there's people who are suicidal because of this. There are people who are broken because of this. That have low ass self-esteem because of this. So this is why tonight is important. These steps that I'm giving y'all, this shit that I'm talking about is real. And it's very real. And I can say because I was on the other side of that. So again, Tarot Out of the Dark, this going to be some good ass shit. But it's going to be some deep ass shit. It's never going to be surface level because there's nothing about me that's a surface. I'm not a surface level bitch. And if this is my show and I'm bringing y'all into my world, when we around this motherfucker, kick your shoes off. What we do? Put your pajamas on, bitch. Grab a toast. Take a toast. Hit your blunt. But, bitch, we right here. We eye and eye. Third eye. Okay? That's what this environment is. It's chill, but we gonna go there every time. This is a healing space. Okay? And I'm not gonna go out my way to make a motherfucker uncomfortable. And ditto. Because, baby, I'm on God's time. What I'm doing is my motherfucking assignment. I went through what I went through so I can grow through it and I can share it. And I will not be interrupted while I'm on my motherfucking walk. So again, just in case everybody didn't understand, Tarot at the Dark, again, is after dark. It's adult conversations, grown shit, looking sexy, feeling comfortable, feeling good in the comfort of your own home. Because just because it's serious don't mean we can't have fun and laugh about it. It's funny when you think about who you used to be and you look at where the fuck you at. That's funny because it's a good thing. You say, I'm grateful and thank you, God, for getting me over that. Thank you, God, for allowing me to check my fucking self before I wreck myself. Thank you, God, for getting me here. I could laugh about that shit and put my lingerie on and feel sexy as fuck. Because it was a time I was not tapped into my femininity. It was a time that I was bruised and broken. It was a time that I did not feel sexy at the fuck all. So hell yeah. Tarot at the Dark, we gonna get fly as shit. Put on your finest threads. With your man if you got one. Your bitch, your girl, your whatever you do. Or by yourself. And take notes. Take it in. So we address that we, one, have to be aware and ask questions. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why did I respond like that? Why am I manifesting the type of relationships I'm manifesting? Why am I in circumstances? Whatever it is, get into it with you. The second thing, understanding what the fuck a shadow is. Understanding your lower vibrational self. Understanding the wounded child in you as an adult. Because just because we grown old, baby, do I know some grown babies, baby. It's a whole lot of grown-ass kids out here. Seriously. And it's fine. Because we all have that broken child within. I don't give a fuck how tip-top a motherfucker acting. Everybody got something that they dealing with. when the lights shut out, them curtains closed, and it's just you, your pillow, and your bed, and your eyes closed. Everybody got something that they dealing with. Okay? So, thirdly, so after I did that and I discovered astrology, I discovered metaphysics, spirituality, all these things came into my life. I didn't go looking for them. I didn't go read a book about it. All these things are things that, number one, I'm Aquarius, so I'm naturally doing this shit. And Pisces, I'm naturally being this. But I was not in my power and didn't understand this. So when I would pick up energy as an insecure young woman, I would allow it to control me. So now I'm triggered. Now I'm upset. Now I'm trying to kill myself. Now I'm flipping the fuck out. Now I'm acting out because I had the power and I was picking up on energy. Hold on. You can't tell me I could read for a motherfucker in Cancun, Canada, and on Mars and had a tarot reading 100% right every fucking time I hit it. And you can't tell me I ain't psychic. And you can't tell me God didn't give me the gift to understand energy. But see, when I wasn't woke, fuck woke, I don't like that word anymore. When I was not spiritually aware, when I wasn't in tune with my fucking star player, my power was a double-edged sword. So instead of me picking up on the energy saying, fuck that bitch, fuck that nigga, fuck that shit, I said, is it my fault? What did I do? Why am I not good enough? Why they don't like me? Am I ugly? Why are they saying these things? Oh, I just want to die. That was my stance. I was very dark. But when I understood my power, like, yeah, bitch, that energy you picked on, it was right. But what you gonna do about it? Nothing. Keep walking to your divinity. Yeah, bitch, you might feel like how you feel, but why? Why is that hurting you? Because I wasn't loved as a child. Because my dad didn't pay me no attention. He was being an Aries and being free. Because my mom is who she is. She's a Sagittarius, free as a bird. Because whatever X, Y, and Z. And I had to address these things without criminalizing the people who I felt neglected me or left me or hurt me or whatever the case. Because here we not looking to point the finger at shit besides ourselves over here. We being accountable. These things happen for you, not to you. And nobody, when you have a fucking kid, and I don't even have none yet, but I got sense, ain't no fucking manual to being a parent. Most of the time when people parents, they ain't even address their own motherfucking wounds. That they got to do what they got to do for these kids. So they all over the motherfucking place too. So you can't blame your parents for whatever the fuck going on. You got to be aware of what the hell you got going on, why it hurts you. Not to say that that's wrong or right, but why it hurts you. And when you understand that we all got our own natures and we all experience things the way that we do, then you can understand it's called empathy. Okay, if I feel like this, well then ask those deeper questions. What did my mom go through? What did my dad go through? What was their parents' parenting style? If they hurt people, hurt other people. So if they doing this to me, which I'm sure not intentionally, then what the fuck happened to them? But until you address this person yourself, until you acknowledge your own wounds, until you can heal that for you, until you can even be aware that something is wrong with you and say, hey, something's fucking wrong with me here. Something's not right. Until you can go there with you can't go there with nobody else. So it's always going to be a blame game. It's always going to be somebody else's fault. You're going to always be triggered. You're going to always be big fucking mad. Who gives a shit? Because it's your world. It's your life. You better learn how to control it. And that's what these 7 steps is going to teach you how to do. So after I did that and I was like, okay, astrology, natal chart, boom, I'm getting the keys. Because your natal chart is kind of like the cheat code. It tells you all kinds of shit about yourself that you already fucking know, I'm sure. Okay, and some things you may be like, well, damn, I didn't even see it like that, but I could see that. Boom. So after that, I created what I call a vision board. So I started creating these tools for myself. So everybody know what vision boarding is. So I took it a step further. I said, let me practice visualization. I started studying what that was. I knew what a vision board was. It's when you slap shit on the board that you're trying to manifest. Oh, I want this car. Boom. Put the car on the board. Oh, I want this house. Boom. Put this house on the board. Oh, I want this family. 2 kids and a dog. Boom. You put that on the board, right? Well, I have not yet brought this out to the public yet, but I created a new style of vision boarding. And I'm going to introduce it to y'all. It's called natal charting. So, this is not the Venus part. But this is what Chiron. So in astrology, Chiron is your wounds. It deals with it's the wounded warrior. It deals with, yo, what's your Achilles, what's your Achilles heels? What hurts you? Where are you broken at? Where are you bruised at? Well, my Chiron is in Gemini, but my Chiron is also in the first house. So I don't want to go over y'all heads too much because, again, I want to keep this very, very, very digestible. But let's just say if Chiron is my wounds and it's in Gemini, well, who knows a Gemini? If you're a Gemini yourself, then you know this. Geminis, they think a lot. Geminis can be, they're very, anything that has to do with Mercury, which deals with anything communicating. Anything that has to do with communication. So if my wounds is in my communication, then my wounds is how I present myself. In the first house is you. It's number one. It's the first house. So if I have a problem communicating myself, that's a big ass problem. If I'm broken to the point where I can't even talk about my talent, if I'm broken where I can't even talk about what's hurting me, if I'm broken to where I don't even, my first house, wounds, myself, how I communicate, how I process me, if I don't even have a relationship with me, how the hell I'm going to have a relationship with others? So guess what I did? I created a vision board and I said, I'm going to get even more into it. Not only am I going to do visualization, but now I'm going to add the psychology in it and the spirituality in it. So what I do tarot readings. See, y'all seeing tarot readings coming from me now, but I've been on this journey for years. Before I even started reading tarot to y'all, I put it on my board and said, I'm going to start fucking communicating that I do tarot. I'm going to communicate that I'm a life coach. So what I do, I went and got certified as a life coach. Before I told anybody what I was doing. What I do, I started practicing tarot for myself. And I got great at it. And I started practicing on the people around me. And every time I was hitting that shit. And I already knew I had a gift. But I just needed it to be validated through my practice. So what I started doing, I said I want to start meditating. I became a Reiki practitioner. I went and got Reiki done on myself first, which is energy healing, if you don't know. Where you align your chakras, unblock your chakras. I had to do all this work for myself. Again, before I could give it to y'all. So, when you see me reading tarot, guess what? That shit was on this vision board. Check. When you see me talking about I'm a life coach and I'm fucking posting my accomplishments as a life coach, and guess what? That was on this fucking vision board. I visualized me being that. Because I was aware of what? My Chiron, my wounds, is how I present myself. Too scared to talk. Why? Because I had bitches hating on me my whole life. Whole life. You heard? So I was doubting myself, knowing I'm the shit. All because my environment. Again, what did we say? Integrating my shadow. Understanding that, damn, you really got a problem with you, but you really ain't got a problem with you. Everybody else had a problem with you, and then you start having a problem with you joining the motherfucking club. No, you always champion your motherfucking self. And make sure, number one, is taken care of, in spite of what the motherfucker think. Because you know you. And you go to bed with you. And this is your life. So integrate that shadow. And I'm telling y'all, because I'm literally doing everything. All these steps are steps that I did first. I did all these steps first before I presented this to y'all. And anybody that know me for real know Jasmine Siobhan Reed, know I done came a long motherfucking way. Even to be sitting here doing this. Okay? So, I said I want to meditate. I want to get more in tune with me. I want to practice breathing. Get in tune. Be in the moment. Be present with me. Without thinking what they doing, what they, but the clutter in your fucking mind. Get out of there. I have to get out of there. So what I started doing? I started doing that. Finding peace after tragedy is what it says on my board. Being a queen. That's what it say on my board. Believing in myself. That's what it says on my board. Being a healer. That's what the fuck it say on my board. Having strong ass boundaries. This is what the fuck you will not do to my mama's baby. And this is what the fuck I do allow. But this is the line you will not cross. Because guess what? Number 1, loving yourself. Dealing with your shadow. Duality. Now, with me having the Chiron in my first house, it was extremely important for me to say, hell no, not on duty. You would not disrespect me. You would not treat me like that. No, you would not, whatever the fuck the boundary was. And going even further, I created a healthy boundary list. Now, all this shit is already stuff that was on my wall in my room. Healthy boundaries. Just to give an example for the people who don't necessarily know how to write it, because I'm not going to assume everybody here gets it. So to explain it, I will only deal with mutual friendships. I had to set that boundary for myself. Why? Because when I was addressing my shadow, I started realizing that first and foremost, I'd have been neglected most of my life. Secondly, I look for validation from motherfuckers, and typically I allow myself to be stumped and walked all over because I was looking for love and validation at a certain time in my life. So I was dealing with any old and every motherfucker body, letting motherfuckers just walk the fuck all over me. So, number 1, I couldn't create this healthy boundary list if I did not create understand my shadow and talk to my shadow and get in tune with that motherfucker. Okay? So, I will only deal with mutual friendships. This prevents the flipping out. This prevents the bullshit. This prevents low self-esteem. This prevents snake-ass behavior. This prevents any kind of bullshit. Just deal with people who mutual motherfucking friends. Y'all vibe, your vibe match your tribe. The motherfuckers, you gonna know when you motherfucking know. Okay? Another one. I will practice self-care daily. For those of y'all who do not know, I had a stroke in December of 2020. And it wasn't pretty and it wasn't cute. It was not fucking fun. So all of that crying and hoo-haing and low self-esteem and all that shit, I got shook up real quick and realized who was the fucking important. And that was me. Number 1. Again, spirituality. Addressing my shadow. Addressing myself. So practicing self-care, eating, drinking water, knowing when to cut off connections, knowing when to silence your mind, knowing when to shut the fuck up, knowing what to respond to, what not to respond to, not allowing yourself to be triggered. All that shit is a part of self-care. Washing your ass a certain type of way, taking a bubble bath, not just a regular bath. Put some fucking rose petals and do it with some fucking love. All that is a part of self-care. And it goes on and on and on. Okay? I will walk away from any person or situation that'll make me compromise my integrity. If I gotta fucking compromise my integrity to fuck with you, I don't need to fuck with you. And that's on period. Now, these are mine. These don't have to be yours. But I'm throwing them out there because I know for a fact I got a few people who watch me who do admire the work that I do, and they are actively taking notes on the shit that I'm saying. All right. I will honor my divine feminine energy. So let me give y'all an example as a woman, what this means to me. Say you're a female and you're a female that actually don't give a fuck. When you're mad, the world could end. You probably blew the bitch up, right? If you that type of person and more like dominant, last thing you need is motherfuckers around you triggering you, right? Well, I said that wrong. Let me show y'all what I just said was incorrect, because you shouldn't even allow yourself to be triggered. But, hey, we ain't perfect. If you, again, this is a shadow. So that motherfucker exists. So I made sure I wasn't around people who made me want to flip the fuck out and break chairs and TVs and couches and all kinds of shit. I didn't allow myself to be around people who made me have to say it with my chest. I'm a female. I don't want to always have to bark at you and tell you what to do and how to do it. Some shit just shouldn't have to be explained. Say you in a relationship and you more of a dominant female. You dealing with somebody who throw your vibrations off, so you flipping out all the time. You're angry all the time. You seem like the crazy person. Well, guess what? If you stayed in your divine femininity and you stayed the fuck away from people who made you feel like you had to say it with your chest and get the fuck buck, guess what? You would be walking in your divine femininity. You wouldn't have. You can be graceful and just as ladylike and just as poised as the fuck you want to be. If you created that environment for yourself by, number one, addressing your shadow and understanding this shit exists. You gotta know you first. Before you can do any of this, you have to get in the deep with yourself. To be aware of how you're acting. To be aware of how you're being triggered. To be aware of why you're hurting. Where you're hurting. Who did it? Put a name on it. Burn that motherfucker in the fire. And let it be. So mote it be. Let God deal with it. You ain't got to try to deal with everything. That's what I had to learn too. God is real. Spirituality is real. Angels is real. You don't have to try to take on the world and everything by yourself. I feel by myself. When you are low vibrational and you suicidal and homicidal and all them sidles and shit, you start losing sight of the fact that it's always something out here looking out for you and working for you. If you just tap into that vibration. If you can get out of self-sabotage mode. If you can get out of woe is me mode. If you can get out of needing validation. If you can get out of looking for something from everywhere but yourself. If you can get out of that shit, you will be amazed at how much you see spirit just working for you. A motherfucker will be trying to sabotage you and fuck around and sabotage themselves, all because you just moved your ass out the way. You didn't have a response. You ain't had shit to say. You ain't want revenge. You just moved out the way. Because what? Your character precedes you. So you're going to start manifesting fucked up shit anyway. I don't have to do shit. I don't got to do shit, but move out the way. And stay a lady, and stay graceful, and stay in tune with the God in me. Period. This is the type of power that we have to be walking in. Especially going into 2021. Especially in the land of fucking illusions. You cannot allow yourself to be triggered and controlled all the fucking time. Okay, so you got your healthy boundaries list, your vision board that you did, and now activities. So these activities I did, for one, this vision board is a part of that activity. That's one activity. Hang it on your wall. Look at it every day. Now, of course, this is something and a technique I created. So if you want to do this vision board workshop, reach me directly. If this is what I'm here for. Again, I'm a certified life coach, as well as so, I mean, get into it. Y'all hit me up. Utilize me. I read tarot. I definitely got a website, J Reads Coaching and Consulting. J Reads with an S. J Reads Coaching and Consulting. Go to testimonials. Go look at all the people respond to me when I did their readings. You know, check me out before you contact me, because I want you to come to me ready, come to me comfortable. Don't come to me with no doubt. I don't even want that energy. If you feel like that, don't come to me. Go check me out first. Go do your research. Go do your homework. Go follow. Go look at some of my videos. But more than anything, look at my website. Look at the testimonials. The testimonials is an actual one-on-one with me and these people right after, real time after a reading. So you can see how I get down. I don't want you to come to me off of hype or none of that. Come to me ready. Ready to receive. Ready to learn. So you got the vision board workshop. You got your healthy boundaries list. Another thing, write a letter to yourself. Or write a letter to the child that was hurt. Write a letter to that child. Let that child know you got, if don't nobody got their motherfucking back, you do. Go get into it. Go deep with yourself. This is what was hurting you. This is the situations you manifested because of the behavior and the repression and the brokenness because of this thing that was hurting you. But guess what? You forgive yourself for that because you understand it. And you know that God didn't forsake you and things happened for you, not to you. And it didn't do nothing but give you wisdom and build character. And so if you knew better, you do better. So now you know. Right, and now you gonna promise that kid that you gonna protect that kid by any means and all means, and then don't nobody understand them, you do. So when they do have a broken, wounded moment, who better than you to be like, I understand that pissed you off, but guess what? Why did it piss you off? Oh, it reminded you of those times you got bullied. Now you ready to kill a bitch? Nope, don't do it. Just sit back, be cool. Why? Because you got the power. Why do you give a fuck anyway? Shit like that. Really addressing yourself. Having that motherfucking union with the child in you to be like, you know what? I'm going to stay in control. I'm going to stay in power. I'm going to be the god or the goddess or the queen or the king. Whatever titles y'all give yourself, is so many. Priestess, high priestess, whatever. Whatever you call you, whatever. Get in tune with your star player. Get in tune. Because I promise y'all, if y'all follow these steps, you're going to have better relationships with yourself, number one. And you're going to be attracting better shit in your life. Because now you're going to be around people that vibrate off of where the fuck you vibrating at. What's your frequency? What energy you throwing out there? Because I can promise you, whatever the fuck you got going on in your life is a reflection of what's going on internally within yourself. I promise you that. So look at that. Ain't nowhere else to look. Wherever else you're looking at the wrong motherfucking place, and blue ain't got the clue. So you're going to have to go in and do the shadow work, do the hard work. Go cry, punch a wall, go scream, go by yourself, get the fuck away from everybody else, quit needing to be in a clique and in the crew, quit needing to be on Instagram and Facebook and shit, and take these moments throughout your week to yourself. At least 2 hours, if nothing else, an hour. And dig deep and go there. Go where I'm telling you to go. This right here is the winning spot. I promise you. I can promise you. Y'all, I was one of the most broken motherfuckers I know. Y'all, I done been humiliated to the umpteenth. I done let motherfuckers bully me. Literally, chasing me home and shit. All kind of crazy shit. I done been suicidal. Bitch, I done been homicidal. Then bumped up a couple niggas. Boop, boop. Right up under the car you go. I'm telling y'all. If ain't nobody made some progress, it's motherfucking me. And these are all the fucking tools I use to heal the big ass hole that was in my heart. I'm telling y'all. So if you want to heal, if you want to have a better life, if you want to be peaceful, if you don't want to allow the shit around you to control you, the people around you to control your tone, the vibration you got in your energy, follow these steps. I'm going to go over them one more time and summarize. First step. Questions. The hard questions. Acknowledging the broken child, the wounded child in yourself. Second thing, understanding what a shadow is, understanding that. Third thing, natal chart. Understanding your cosmic disposition. As above, so below. I don't give a damn if you believe in Jesus, Buddha, Allah, the man on Mars, E.T. I don't give a fuck what you believe in. If you ain't got no relationship with yourself, you can hang that fairyland shit up. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know why you tick, why you move the way that you move, why you do the things that you do, all that fairy ass, tail ass shit is out the window. Because you can pray all the fuck day long, but what is your energy? Energy don't lie and it's real, honey. That's why they call it a vibe. What's the vibe? What's the energy? You know when the motherfucker got bad energy and you could feel it? That's called energy. That's called a vibe. If you don't catch the vibe and the energy that you put out, I don't give a damn what you believe in. You're going to self-sabotage and destroy yourself every fucking time. Because you can't be blessed and be walking around demonic either. It don't work like that. And demonic on this channel is just meaning being devilish, being dark, having low vibrational ass energy, being toxic, being negative, being fucked up. Ain't no blessings coming out of that. Ain't no heaven in hell pool. Not none of that. So you got to pick a side. And you got to realize how to create heaven on earth for yourself. And stop looking for a third party to do it. Because any and everything else is there to help you. Is there to assist you on this journey. But you drive this motherfucking boat, Pooh. Whether you want to realize that or not. And the moment that you realize that shit is the moment that you're going to be able to call in any and everything that you want. And the thing is, y'all have to understand, we do this shit every day anyway. You call in the fucked up niggas you been fucking on. You call in the retarded ass bitches you be hanging with. You call in that badass energy when you go to work and everybody looking at you like you the one with the attitude. You called in that dumbass job, actually. You called in whatever circumstance and situation you in. That car you in, that job you in, that relationship you in. Whatever it is, whatever it the fuck is, you called it in. It was something in you that attracted that shit to you. So get to it. Stop wasting fucking time. We ain't got time to waste. Do y'all not see people dropping every fucking day? This shit is real. It's not a game. Get in control of yourself. Get in control of your life. Because if you don't, you're going to control it all right. Because we ain't going to say somebody else going to control it. Because I don't believe in giving other people power. You controlling it, but just in all the motherfucking wrong ways, hexing yourself because you haven't addressed yourself. So now you manifesting all this crazy ass shit. Okay? So if y'all like me and y'all ready to get off that crazy ass roller coaster, contact me and do the work. Vision boarding. Hit me up about the vision board. Okay, the tools. This is one of the tools. But another tool is I had a binder and I went through my whole natal chart and I broke down every fucking area of my life. Every area. How I love, how I give and receive love, how whether it's molestation, whether it was abuse, whatever it was, this book, this binder, I addressed all that shit. And I read it. And I was in it every day. My relationship with God was so strong because I was getting to the God within me. And I was silencing myself and turning shit down so I could hear spirit talking to me. So I could pick up on these downloads. Jasmine, get in your assignment. You can't get in your assignment if you don't love yourself, because how the fuck you gonna save the world and you ain't saved you? Okay, I hear that. I couldn't hear that if I didn't shut the fuck up. I couldn't hear that if I didn't turn the noise down. I couldn't hear that if I didn't ask these questions and try to tap into that energy to begin with. So, that was one of my tools. I have a whole set of tools as a life coach that I use for myself that I will be using for my clients. And if you are one of them, then you will know more about them. But definitely this vision board. Definitely getting your tarot read. Understanding what's going on with you. Definitely looking at your natal chart. Definitely. Most definitely. Because listen, y'all can meet somebody that got the same sign as y'all, but I promise you motherfuckers could be nothing alike. Because you got a moon sign, you got a Venus sign, you got a Mars sign, you got a whole natal chart that's something totally different. The planets and the shit that was going on in the sky, the time and the date of your birth was probably totally different than this other person, in spite of the same month y'all was born in. So for those of y'all who be trying to have these groups where y'all clicking up with all these same zodiac signs and all this shit that I didn't saw, that's cute. I'm in a lot of those groups. But a lot of y'all don't dig deep enough. Y'all steady sticking with the sun sign. It's more to it than that. You have a moon sign, a Venus sign. You have a way you love. You have a way you get angry. You have all these levels to yourself. Get into it. I'm telling y'all. So, we got the healthy boundaries list. We got a self-limiting belief list. This healthy boundaries list is a part of those activities. This self-limiting beliefs list. Now, let me tell y'all how a self-limiting belief sound. Just a second. I have moments when I feel like I won't make it to where I want to be. That's really on my self-limiting belief list. So, if I believe that that's how I feel sometimes, and I really feel that way, well, guess what? If I feel like I'm never going to make it, well, goddamn it, I'm never going to make it. So, a part of understanding that I feel like that sometimes and addressing that allowed me to be right here talking to y'all, because it was a time I wasn't doing none of this shit, and y'all know, because y'all wasn't seeing this shit on my timeline or my feed. Because I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel valid enough to do this. I didn't understand my power. I didn't understand spirituality to the degree that I did now, so I was scared. Not to mention, we not even going to add the haters, etc., etc. A whole host of reasons why the fuck I wasn't showing up, but none of that shit matters. Because guess what? Once you understand that self-limiting belief, you know what you fucking do? You write an affirmation. And an affirmation is like a when you cast with a spell is just words, right? A ritual, something you do all the time, repeatedly with energy and feeling into it. So what I do, an affirmation. No, I am good enough. I am good enough. I affirm that over myself. I speak life into myself. I am going to make it. I am making it. What the fuck is making it anyway? Making it is what I'm doing right now. Had a stroke and I'm still motherfucking standing. Being broken and abused and all kinds of shit, and I'm still here, not fucked up. Still loving the world, still healing the people, still vibrating high, not letting that shit make me bitter. That's what the fuck making it is for me. What is it for you? It look different for everybody else. So, instead of me saying, I feel like I won't make it where I want to be, I am where I want to be. Because I create the energy every day of where I want to be and how I want to be, how I want to smell, bitch, how I want to look, how I want to feel when I walk into a room. What energy I'm putting out. If I say I'm a healer and a leader, I don't need validation. I don't need none of that. I'm going to get on here and do what the fuck I'm called to do. And that's speak the truth that I feel will heal others. So I'm showing up. I am that. I ain't trying to be that. I am that. And that's how you got to speak about your motherfucking self. Y'all hear me? Don't let nobody take shit from you. Don't let nobody take shit from you. But you don't be the one taking from you. You don't be the one hating on you. You don't be the one slipping like you don't understand who the fuck you are because other motherfuckers don't get it. So I hope, and I know this was some intense shit. I wasn't even barely touching my damn drink. But this is how serious I am about all of this. Okay? That was one of my self-limiting beliefs. I got a whole list that I had. I've been actively working on this for years. Okay? At least 3 or 4 strong years of going hard with it every day, reading, getting in tune. So, if those 7 steps sound good to y'all, reach out to me. Contact me. I'm open. Everybody knows that. I'm always offering free tarot readings. I do charge for my readings. If you go on my website, you would know that. You would know when they're free because I always say it. I'm always here. You know, utilize me. Use me. You know, and that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to present these steps to y'all. And I did it with a whole lot of passion because that's how the hell I feel about it. Because this is serious. This is not a game. Listen, I thank God to be here because all those, I didn't pop pills, whole pill bottles. I don't know how I'm still here. This tattoo right here cover up a whole iron print. I branded myself. Do you hear me? Y'all don't know what a motherfucker been through. Y'all don't know what a motherfucker got going on. So be kind. Practice empathy. And that's what this is for. This is love, unity, spirituality, family, love for yourself. An environment that's comfortable. Ain't nobody judging shit. We here to learn. And that's why I bring on guests. Because I don't always want to be the one running my fucking mouth. I don't know every damn thing. I don't profess to know everything. I like to have guests so I could, shit, okay, girl, you said so. Or sir, you said something I wasn't thinking about like that. Or whatever be the case. We here to share. If y'all want to be on my show because y'all healers, whatever you do, that is within the topic, within the theme, which is love, sexuality, intimacy, relationship, shit life. Reach out to me and let me know. I will be glad to have you. Like, seriously, because your voice is important and needs to be heard. It takes a fucking village. So, that's what I got. That's what I just wanted to share this with y'all. So, I hope y'all got them steps down. This is off the rip on the internet. So, whatever you missed, run that thing back. Take notes. Because this shit is real. It's for real. Some of y'all got drama in y'all life right now that y'all would just wish would go the fuck to hell. Some of y'all got people in your life that y'all wish would just go and burn on down the hell. Going on. Yeah. Some of y'all watching me are suicidal. I had 3 people last week that I reached out to that had a post about killing themselves. And I had to hop in their inbox. This shit is real. I know this is real. Rest in peace to my friend Robert who hung himself. Because he didn't feel good enough. Invalidated. Etc. 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 So this shit is real. This is me on social media. What the fuck? If we gonna be taking up the space, fill it up with something that matter. You can still be sexy. You can still have your drink. You can still smoke. You can talk about that real shit. But that shit you could feel. And his topics ain't always this intense, but today was intense. Because I said, let me introduce my motherfucking self. Because I ain't did that shit. And I need y'all to know who I am. When y'all watching Tarot After Dark, what are y'all watching? Because I don't never want nobody to get it fucked up. Understand what this is and understand what this ain't. And if you don't understand, this ain't for you anyway. I realized real recently, you ain't for everybody and everybody ain't for you. And be okay with that shit, because trust me, there's some people so demonic, you don't want them for you. Or they're just vinegar or shit don't mix. It's cool. It ain't the end of the motherfucking world. Because why? Your tribe is out there for you like their tribe is out there for them. So just be y'all. Peace and love and light and all that shit. We gonna take a motherfucking toast to some real shit. Shit you could feel. 2021 being nothing but blessings and abundance. Happiness. Peace. What? Bitch, you finna be a millionaire. I don't even know you, bitch, but I know you finna be a millionaire. Just because you watching this, that means you really want to learn some shit, be some shit. Hello. Bruh, you gonna get that relationship. Just keep working on your divine masculinity, baby. Keep working on yourself. Keep growing, and I promise you, she's coming. He, she, whatever you do. I'm telling y'all, tap into the God within your motherfucking self, and everything else is going to follow. And that's it. That's all. So cheers. Boom. And y'all have a good night. This is Tarot at the Dark. Saturdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday. Holler at me if y'all need anything. Peace, love, and light. And we out this bitch. Hey. Everybody here gets it. So to explain.